Hi.
Hello. Hey,
I
y'all.
was waiting to try to do it at the same time.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome back. I realized we never say welcome or welcome back,
Are we supposed to?
and we never
But
say the
what if
name.
they're new? I,
Welcome.
I refuse to target specifically the, to play favoritism towards the people who have been listening for a long while.
Well, we could
If it's
say welcome or welcome back to Cosmic Colored Kids. The
um
podcast. No, I'm not doing all that.
the first podcast to feature. So maybe like I'll say welcome and then you'll say back in
Okay, quiet.
parentheses.
Wait, do I say in parentheses? No, I just say it. And
No, you say in parentheses. I mean, that's a guy like me, that's how I would do it.
well, let's try it.
Uh welcome.
Back. Saying in parentheses is crazy.
I also waited too long. It's like back, what are you talking about? What does that have to
It
do
sounded
with
like
anything?
low key passive aggressive. Like say you should have said back. Welcome back. Um.
No. You're continuing my thing.
Okay, so I
Like
need to.
you're adding on to the end of it.
Okay, so say it again.
Welcome.
Back. Mm,
There's so much of a I don't know. That's fine. We'll workshop it. We'll workshop it.
we'll figure it out. Um.
Um, but yeah, this is as you say, um, our podcast,
Yes.
the
Um.
specter of anti-blackness,
No.
hosted by me.
No. No. The no the it. This is the podcast Cosmic Colored Kids, hosted by Obi and MJ.
Whoa, what happened to Jalen? Where'd she go?
My thing is MJ. I guess I'm also Jalen, if y'all didn't know. If y'all know my name at all. Um
I'm sure you said your name before.
I think maybe like the very first episode.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's important to let people know of yourself if you're into that. I'm not into that.
Are you not?
No, I don't just be throwing my name around.
Nor
I
I.
I did initially, like in the first few episodes, I used my name, but I kind of stopped. And then like it was a gag of the podcast
Right.
to
Right.
not say it. I don't know. I've been going through name stuff. Names are weird.
Names are very interesting.
Why do you
Um
think names are interesting?
huh?
Why do you think names are interesting?
Because they have I don't know, I feel like they so like your names and
Hmm.
like many names that you have, like all feel very differently and like signify like they in my brain they have like different tones or like different they just have different vibes, I guess. I don't know.
Mm.
Um and I use your different names. There are certain ones that I definitely gravitate more towards, but like I use your different names very like intentionally. Um
Mm.
when I say your name, one of your names, I say that because that's the vibe, you know? And yeah,
Now I want to know what the vibes are.
I don't know if they can be communicated. I don't know if I'm that good at communicating things and of that nature. Um, Also, just names have a lot of power, you know? My Marlon, the ex, he used to, or like he had
You
the
dated
habit
a
of,
clownfish?
I did date a clownfish. It was a weird time in my life. Um, he wouldn't really give out his name for the longest time, or like growing up, he never gave out his name. He had like a nickname, I don't remember what it was.
Mm,
But he only really started saying his actual name when he got into, I'm not gonna give out all his information, the work that he gets that he does, maybe just like out of
say
habit.
it.
I'm
Say
not.
what it is. You don't care about his work. You care that you dated someone in the blank.
It's too. Oh, no. Um, it's fine.
People want to know.
He was in the M word. Um, he was in the
M
M word.
word? The KKK?
No, no, uh, he was in the military. Um, no, I was just testing something out. I was just running an experiment. It,
It's okay, folks. She thought it was okay because her parents. Give
no,
her grace.
oh, anyways, very protective of his
Trying to
name.
soften the blow here.
Um, I don't know if that's a blow that can be softened. Um, God, the trauma
But
of that.
yes, protective of his name.
Yeah, like he grew up in I don't I'm sure this is very common for many ethnicities, but he was is Jamaican, and like he was like, yeah, we don't give out our name. I was raised to not give out my name because of how much
Mm.
power it has. um, yeah. Anyways,
I didn't know
these
he
are
was
some of
Jamaican.
the reasons. Yeah. He's Jamaican.
Mm.
Hmm.
Did
Hmm.
I ever see what he looks like? I don't think he looks Jamaican. He doesn't look Jamaican in my brain, at least.
What does he look like in your brain? Because I don't know if I've shown you him.
Um, like it's weird how brain conceptualization works, especially when you don't know something. Because like I have an image of him,
Yeah, I'm
and then
curious.
like when you ask, it's like I don't even know if I know how to formulate it for you. Like,
Try. I'm so curious. I'm so curious.
um, got short hair.
Okay.
I don't know if that's because the military or just
He
his
had
vibe.
he had to.
Um, he's kind of tall, like not like super tall, maybe around my height, I guess.
Mm,
Um, but like he's bigger than me.
mm,
Um, more like more built, more stocky. Um, he's I think he's light skinned in my brain.
mm.
Um, not like not like how people often think of light skin, not like Steph Curry,
Yeah.
um, but brownish.
Yeah.
Um, he's got face a face facial
Okay.
features, if you will.
Okay.
Um,
You know.
yeah, I don't know how to describe people.
Okay. Does he overall head shape?
Um, like he's changing now. As
Oh no.
like as
No.
I'm trying to like look
Actually
at
solidifying it.
him,
Yeah.
yes, it's changing because his head feels kind of square now, but I don't think it did before.
Oh. Maybe I'm projecting his image into your brain because his head is more square.
And
All pretty spot on. He's not tall though. He's like the shortest man I've ever dated. Second shortest.
5'7",
Five seven, I believe.
mm. Yeah, I mean that's still generally in the ballpark. That's what like is 4 inches a lot? I don't know these measurements.
When it
I
comes
don't
to like,
see.
height, I feel like four is like the threshold where you begin to notice the difference. Because
Mm.
like the difference between standing next to you and standing next to him, like I it's felt like I am like that.
Well, even for you, wow.
I my perception of height is skewed, but I can still perceive.
You're like, hey, I'm only like, up to your neck. Hey, I'm up to your Adam's apple.
Literally, that's how I yeah. The difference. Um,
Sure.
but yeah, pretty close. Um, anyways.
Yeah, I guess we should actually talk about something.
Yeah, yeah. So
The
we
Beatles. Oh,
know
sorry.
what
No. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
talking about the Beatles. No. Um, we my brain can't form words.
Yes, it can. It just
Okay.
did.
Yeah, my brain can't no. No. My brain just is having a hard time with creating the sentence that I want to create.
Mm,
Um to begin this next part of the episode.
mm.
So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure it out.
Let her
Uh,
cook, people. Let her cook.
oh God, my poor little brain. Um, we are here to talk about the beef now that it has very much settled. We recorded a horrendously long episode reacting to, or not even reacting, kind of reacting, not initial reactions, but listening to some of the songs and discussing um, the beef. It was like right after Heart Part 6 dropped. It was understood the beef is over. We talked about it. That was like 4 hours long. Um,
Hmm.
and I started editing it, and then you presented the idea of a different episode, and I that felt like saving grace because editing was so much. I also like I edited the first hour and then I went back and listened to it and I realized that I edited it wrong and so I had to re-edit it.
Oh no. Yikes.
um, was taking its toll on me. So yeah,
Yeah. You the procrastinator, huh?
yeah. Well, okay. To be fair, I was also recovering from a sickness at first, and then I didn't want to do it. I was procrastinating. Yeah.
It's it's difficult when when we're working on something like the podcast, um and we talk about things that aren't necessarily in the mainstream. So it's like, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Right. Yeah.
But it was very much that episode is very much in the vein of um, the beef just ended.
Right.
Let's talk about like the dust is still clearing. We're in the immediate aftermath. Let's survey the area. Let's you know.
Yeah. It was yeah, like the further away we got from when it ended, the more I was like, oh, what's even
Yeah,
the point? Uh,
yeah. It's just not relevant anymore.
yeah.
Um,
Unfortunately, I might still go back and like edit it and all that just to have the finished product. Um, because it was a lot of energy put into speaking on it. Um,
Indeed.
huh?
I said Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.com.
No.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Triggered. Um,
I did you like the idea on my cast where I had the songs and the instrumentals in the background as I was going talking about the songs?
I still haven't listened to your episode. I know. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I know you already. We went
I
through
don't
like.
hate you. You hate me.
So
Obviously, you hate the way that I walk, the way that I talk, the way that I dress.
I don't hate you. I'm only so you know how we talked about like not really having time to listen to or watch video essays and stuffs.
I know
Um,
one of us talks about them not having time.
well, I said real because I relate. Damn it. Um, yeah, just haven't had. I only just. I've been like slowly watching Feek's new video. Um, I haven't watched his past couple videos, but I've been watching this one. But I watch maybe like 15 minutes at a time. I will listen to your episode. That sounds like a marvelous idea. I'm sure I will love it. Or you did it, or you talked about doing
No, I did it. So
it. Okay.
I didn't. It's a weird episode. Um, because usually I feel like I have more time to like sit and pause and think as I'm talking about each thing. Um, but I had the instrumentals
Hmm.
playing. So each instrumental would play as I talk about that song.
Got you.
But I kind of wanted to fill up the space and didn't want to have like silence. And I also didn't want to have to go back and edit. So I just
Mhm.
talked through the whole thing. And I don't know if I was as concise
Hmm.
as I usually am, but I still thought it was a pretty cool idea.
It is a cool idea. I am excited to listen. Um, yeah.
Well, go
uh,
ahead and lay out for us how you'd like this podcast to be different from the original recording.
um, I mean, like I said, the original was a lot more reactionary. This one, where the dust has fully settled. Talking, I guess, about or realistically assessing the implications of it all.
Mm,
Because I think while the beef was happening, it's big. It's everyone's like, oh, this is gonna end Drake's career and this, that, and the third. um, but that's just like the hype of it all, mostly.
sure.
Um, also want to so original cast was, not it was Cindy, it was fun. We're listening, we're enjoying the songs and stuff. Um, I don't we talked about it a little, but I think maybe talking more about the not societal impact, what's the word? Like the way that it relates to all these other issues. Um, I don't know, something like that.
Um, you're talking about like oh, what's that word that we always use about uh something talking about something, also talking about something else. The two things relating. You know, the word, the
Um,
it's a very it's very almost like very educated words.
oh boy. I don't know.
You keep going. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay, so I have like some general points or general things that I've been thinking about over the past couple weeks, but nothing really fleshed out because I don't really come with a whole lot fleshed out. um, but so with all of the stuff with Diddy happening, I told you I was thinking about like if the allegations with Drake are true, um, I feel like it might be a similar situation to the Diddy situation where it's not really going to be substantiated in any real way until like years from now. Um, when there's like actual solid evidence, and maybe there's actual evidence, but again, it's like being kept under wraps, and there's still like enough money to pay off people. It's still like morally acceptable in some people's eyes to accept the money, whatever. Um, yeah, I initially I was like, we're in the age of Aquarius, like this shit is about to go down, like get him the fuck out of here, all of them. Um, but I don't know if it's gonna be so instantaneous or things happen quickly, but it's all time is relative. So I think it'll be a while, not so um I don't think the beef what Kendrick put out is that influential and like actual okay. So I was gonna say actual repercussions, but like there's quote unquote justice system repercussions and then just like what I believe to be actual repercussions or like social repercussions. I don't know. I feel like I'm not really aware enough of Drake and people in Drake's bubble to say whether it got smaller or it's just like the same, Like I don't know
hmm
how people are saying about Drake. I know people that didn't like Drake were hype, but I don't know how people generally speaking the average Drake consumer how they were shifted, if at all.
Um,
Um
I've been
yeah.
talking to a lot of casual fans, you know, down on the streets.
Hmm.
Um, whether they're casual fans of like old fans of Drake, don't really listen to his music anymore, or not really a big fan of Drake or Kendrick. Uh,
Okay.
when I was a big fan of J. Cole. Um,
Mm.
you know, I've talked to some varying sources. Um, most people who weren't like really involved in the beef as it was happening kind of just view it as like whatever.
Mm.
Like
Sorry.
it was pointless. Like why did the beef even happen? Like, oh, he called him
Really?
a pedophile. Oh, you know, he said he beats his wife. Like whatever. None of them had evidence.
Right.
Drake
Right.
planted the evidence. Some people are still going with that story. You know, didn't Drake um Didn't Drake plant that anyway? Like, the whole thing just dumb. A lot of people
Yeah.
feel that way about it.
Damn. I get that, honestly.
You look so demoralized.
A little bit, but I understand because even as it was happening, I was like, okay, are you gonna drop the evidence or not? Like, let's get it. And that didn't happen, and I understand, especially because when we're talking about like this, it's very serious allegations. Um, all of it like around women, mostly around women. It's like what the fuck are we doing here?
Hmm.
Do you actually like there has to you can't just talk about shit. You gotta make something move. Um so I can understand that. Um but like
Intersectionality. That's what I was looking for.
oh, yes. Did you find it or it just came into your brain?
I found it in my brain.
Nice. Um yeah, that was my other thing I brought up to you like not women catching strays. Some strays were caught, but like
Being used as fodder.
being used. Like it's not again, what the fuck is the point for real? If we're gonna like get to the seriousness of it all.
Hmm.
um if nothing is shifting, nothing is changing. Um if the people that need to speak out still aren't speaking out, the evidence that needs to come out still is not out. Um also I don't know, when it comes to misogyny in rap, um I don't know if there's just like maybe this is the case for there's like a threshold I guess, you know, of like what I
Mm.
find to be personally acceptable. When I was listening to the songs, I wasn't like immediately feeling a type of way. It wasn't like I was offended that
Fair.
the women were being brought up. There are some songs where I'm like, get this the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. Um, no. Uh, but not necessarily with these songs. But it's still there. It's still there and it's still not great. Um, the general feeling that it's not genuine care, you know, genuine concern. Uh,
Yeah. I've kind of gone back and forth on it concerning old dear kdot.
mm-hmm.
Um, because it's like you had all these feelings of animosity. You had all this information about Drake we didn't, about um, his deeds and his misgivings and his all of his uh, influence, the harm that he does, um, all that stuff and more.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, at least from the point of view of how the songs were introduced, if Drake had kept it friendly, that shit just would have never came out. Now
Right.
maybe he
I don't know.
maybe he anticipated Drake wasn't going to keep it friendly
Sure.
and was just waiting for a reason to drop this stuff. But at the same time, like, what if Drake never responded?
Right.
Um, like, I don't know. It's there's that aspect of it where it's like, okay, so you just weren't gonna say anything. Like,
It's like still the awareness that you're speaking on the thing, but you're also still like you're still in the industry. You're still a part of this system. You still engage in this way. Uh, again, Kendrick's not an activist. He's doing whatever the fuck he's doing. Like he's still there's that separation there.
sure,
Uh,
he is not your savior.
right. Um, which is like I don't expect him to be a perfect person, even when it comes to like um, we were kind of talking about this the other day. Maybe not misogyny, but like patriarchal tendencies. I don't expect
Hmm,
perfection. It is kind of impossible given we all live within a patriarchy.
sure,
Um, so like that's not really even like when I spoke about like the genuine care a few minutes ago, and I was like, you can care and still not be perfect. Um,
sure.
but yeah, when it comes to like allegations, again, what the fuck are we doing? I get that.
Maybe
Um,
it had to be calculated in such a way, or like, he couldn't just come out with it. He had to wait to be attacked by Drake in order for people to see it as a valid. Because if he just was like, drop some songs like, "Hey guys, Drake's a fucking pedophile," people would be like, "Why are you come? Like, what is this even about? Like, what are you saying? You sound, you know, um, you sound bitter as hell, boy. Like, what you got Drake on your mind for? I don't know. I don't
I
know.
I
People on the
get
internet are weird.
right when you think about like the shallow, weird ass like internet mindset, then like yes, I guess it could be received that way by many people. Especially if they're not like Kendrick listeners necessarily, Kendrick
Hmm.
fans. Um, yeah, I could see that. Um, I think a part of it too is like because everything was so calculated on his part, I expected more from him. Like I expected like some sort of evidence and even like the smallest capacity beyond like what the internet has already seen, you know?
Well, there
Um,
is the beef may be well and truly done, but there
mhm.
have been hints here and there about that kind of stuff coming, like the guy with the laptop.
Remind me, because that sounds familiar, but
He was like standing on the balcony in New York like a Batman villain.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Mhm. Mhm.
Um,
Um,
as far as I know, nothing has come of that yet. I don't know if you've seen anything,
no, I haven't.
but
Um,
perhaps a case is being built in some way that we just haven't seen yet. I mean, who
I
knows?
could I could see that because it's also, with the way that things are on the internet, it needs to be like big and exciting and flashy for it to get like traction. Um,
Hmm.
and building cases are is not really like that. Um, it's not the nature of that sort of work.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I could see that something happening behind the scenes. Sure.
Now you talked
Um,
about that a little bit and your and the things you wanted to talk about, right? Am I
well,
misremembering?
I don't know, maybe.
You were talking about Diddy and if any revealing moments from Drake,
Oh
uh,
yeah,
what happened years from now,
right.
or how that would
Years,
pan out.
Yeah, because like with I mean, I don't really pay attention to, or have not really been paying attention to Diddy over the years, you know? I'm not
Hmm.
to like the things that he's dealing with or trying to manage or whatever. So like the raid felt not out of the blue, but like,
Mm,
oh shit. Um, and so I feel like it might just be something like that again, you know?
mm,
You have to have like to conduct there needs to be like to all of this evidence or whatever to go through with an operation like that. Um, so if Drake were to get raided or anything along those lines, really, yeah, I don't think it'll happen. And I think it would be similar, honestly, where like once things are kind of just out, like evidence that's been around for years is going to pop out, and I
mm,
think the evidence is very much there, very,
sure.
very, very much there.
A lot of it is
Um,
like very public. Uh,
right, right.
I'm sure not the most egregious evidence, but a lot of the
A lot of
maybe we should look
that is
into
like
this.
plausible deniability is like how Drake, I think, has been able to uh,
Go
circumvent
so
all these
far.
things. Yeah. That also reminded me, or someone brought it up on Twitter, and I had fully forgotten about it. The Atlanta episode where they literally shuttle women to his mansion, even though he's not at the party. Um, that being an episode, thought that was
You
funny.
said they shuttle him into his mansion.
No, they shuttle. You remember they all go to the party, but it's like a bus or like a
Women
van
into his mansion.
into Drake's mansion or to Drake's mansion.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was.
No one liked my tweet when I said it, and they should all be ashamed of themselves. But during the beef, um, someone, one of those, Twitter accounts that
Hmm.
that it was the I don't know which anniversary, maybe like third or fourth or something, fourth or fifth of This Is America dropping, which
Mhm.
real Beano heads, real Beano cells will know initially started as a Drake diss.
I didn't know that.
No,
No, I feel like I had vaguely heard that, but like I
it
didn't.
was recently talked about, like maybe beginning of the year. He
Mm,
said something about it. He was like, "Yeah," and I think that's why it was called "This Is America."
mm,
um,
yeah.
and then he was like, "Wait, no, this kind of slaps though." He was like, "Hold on, maybe we should maybe we should do something with this."
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and apparently, according to the streets, at least the Twitter streets, people do not like that song.
I've heard that people don't like that song.
Overblown, overhyped, not the um, not the social movement it's made out to be. I mean, I never thought it was a social movement
I
in
never
the first
thought it was
place.
social media. I thought it was like, oh, okay, but
I
I didn't
thought
think
that
it was.
joint banged, and I thought the video was cool, but like,
I
I
didn't
was
think
never
it was
like
like dissing
Black
people
Panther
politically.
Beano over here, like destroying the fucking patriarchy and racism with "This Is America." Like, I
Again,
don't
nor
know.
has Vito ever put it out that he's really trying to do that. Like he's definitely always been um commentating on things.
Yeah, his commenting in terms of like race has always been very personal.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
You're black, you're not black enough. As a white, you're all the same. Like, it's very. I would not call him conscious. I don't think he was ever trying to be conscious.
Yeah, he's not giving you like comprehensive dissertations. about race relations in America. He's not trying to. He doesn't want to do that. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
that's
definitely go listen to No Name for that.
yeah. Bless her. I love her.
We're supposed to be getting
Um,
another album this year.
huh?
We're supposed to be getting another album this year.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember hearing about that?
Maybe I forgot. That blows
Yeah,
my mind.
it
Speaking
blew
of,
my mind as well. I was like, I
oh, she right.
trust you, um, but Sundial, previously
The
known as what
trauma
was she first calling
waiting
it,
for
Factory Baby
stuff.
Project or something? That took forever to get out.
It took forever. She was creatively going through a lot though. She was very vocal about it at least.
Yeah, which
What
is
was I
good.
gonna say? Yeah, I am still kind of sad. So around the time that what's it called? Uh
Mm.
Lemonade. Lemonade's in the How You Get Closer to Love. Uh Rainforest.
Ah, yes, yes.
Love Rainforest. Around the
Hmm.
time Rainforest came out, she had also on Instagram like dropped these like two other songs. And they sounded similar to Rainforest, or like in the same like vein musically. And I was like, is this about to be the album?
The
Because
new
I
vibe, like, oh shit.
love Rainforest is one of my favorite songs. Um,
Of course, it's great.
and these other two, I was like, oh my God.
And then J. Cole responded to. Okay, so I'm sorry,
Hmm.
all the J. Cole fans out there.
Oh,
Um, you need to stop caping for this man. Um,
yeah.
first of all,
He's
he did not have some.
he's just a guy.
He did not have some brainiac sixth sense to get out of the beef.
And yeah,
Schoolboy Q told him it was not about him and that he should step away.
yeah, he just listened.
Um, right. He was very much ready to be in the beef. He was the first one who made the response.
And yeah.
Um, and in a similar vein to Drake, although not as pronounced,
Mm,
he be taking shots and it be at women. Namely,
yeah.
No Name is the one
Yeah.
example that I can think of. Um, she had some very uh, valid criticisms
Hmm.
directed at both him and kdot. Like,
Hmm.
oh, you guys are it's real easy to step in the booth and make your black trauma music. But where are you at when the black traumas happen on the streets? Where's
Oh, she's spitting.
um if I remember correctly, this was a while ago. Um kdot didn't respond. Uh although I have a theory that he did on Mr. Morale.
Right. Yeah. I thought it was
kdot
clear that he did on Mr. Morale.
he did not speak, he didn't say her name specifically.
Okay.
So like who knows?
Hmm.
Um but he, even though he didn't respond, there was a picture I think someone posted like him out on the street or something during a protest. I don't remember.
Mm.
J. Cole, however, he responded. Um,
Right.
he not only did he make a song about it, he decided to tweet about it and like oh I got so much respect for No Name. I don't really read like that. This was during that whole time. He was like I don't read. Um,
Sure.
interesting thing to be proud of. You know,
Yeah, it's
I don't
fine.
read, but
That's not
I'm
really,
not gonna go out and I'm not gonna tell people that.
you
I'm
don't
trying
really
to read.
gotta read to be able to like speak up, but whatever.
So fair. So fair. Fair point. Um, but yeah, And then she comes back with what was it? Song 24 or
I think one of those or 30. It wasn't 32, was it?
30. I don't remember this.
I don't
I don't
the
know.
there's like two
34.
number ones. It was one of
I think
them.
it's 34. There's
Yeah.
32, 33, and 34, I believe.
Okay.
Um, and it
Yeah.
was the final of those
Yeah.
where she's like, "You decide to write about me." Like,
Right.
yeah.
Fucking silly.
So yeah, I don't know. He never really recovered in my eyes from that historic blunder.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the same where like he's cool, but he's not really same with Kendrick. Same even with like Bino. These are people that the things that they comment on in their music and stuff. Um, like they understand. Maybe it could be said like all of them, it's like through this personal lens. It's not necessarily that they're looking at I don't know. They understand. They just don't be doing shit really.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
which is why I miss No Name being on Twitter. No
Mm.
Name being on Twitter one of the was one of the good things about life. You know,
Mhm.
um, every tweet perfect. I will never forgive people for running her off Twitter.
I remember I
Um,
would because I didn't have Twitter at that point still too. And I remember I would just like look up No Name's Twitter every like once in a while just to like check and see if she had posted something. Cause yeah.
no, you had to have her on notifications because she deletes stuff.
Yeah. I know I
Um,
definitely so.
but I'm specifically thinking about right now this tweet where she was like, "There's no such thing as a conscious rapper
Mm,
because they're all in the industry.
mm.
They're all, I'm gonna see if I think I have a screenshot of the tweet somewhere. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But
Damn. That's real.
nah, for real.
Yeah. um
Her
hmm,
and Hood Communist were the reasons to be on Twitter, and now they're both gone. Damn
yeah.
shame.
SMH.
This was in 2021. Okay, so she said, this is a
Oh,
different tweet. That's another thing I have a screenshot of.
okay.
If you don't understand settler colonialism, annexation, and ethnic cleansing, fine. But understand you are helping the US fund it with your taxes. We give billions to Israel so they can continue to murder and murder and murder. Celebs pay the most in taxes and the most quiet. Please move beyond celebrities in the Democratic Party. Both have this country in shackles.
Yes.
May 13th, 2021.
That's
This is before October.
mm-hmm. mm.
I'm still trying to see if I can find the specific tweet. Maybe, maybe that was the tweet. Um, Conscious is a synonym for woke, and my understanding of woke is someone who's no longer under the dreamy spell of capitalism. The
Mm.
conscious person is actively trying to decolonize their thinking and behavior. Currently, conscious rappers don't exist in the mainstream.
Right.
There was like this whole like string of days where she was just talking about rappers, and I was like,
Mhm. Damn.
here for it, here for it. But
Yeah, because
yeah.
you can talk about the socioeconomical struggles. Um, but like if you're like you can't understand that without understanding that capitalism is like the why or part of the why of it all. Like and yet you continue to engage. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I always I'm sure I've said this before. I don't know, maybe not. But I've always said like this is why I feel like I'll probably never be a celebrity. Um,
Hmm.
just because my temperament, like I feel like they'd see me coming a mile away and be like, no, we can't let this guy be famous because
Yeah.
I'm talking about everything. I'm breaking all the motherfucking rules. I'm not showing up to the Oscars. I'm not showing up to the
I'm
Met Gala. Like, okay, okay.
but
The Met
it's
just recently passed. God.
it like my mind is not necessarily blown. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but it's just like, what are we do? What are you doing? Who gives a fuck about what are you? And I like so after it happened, I saw like a few posts about different outfits. Um, and I was just like, the level of disgust that I feel around you and everything that you're doing at the fucking Met Gala. Um,
Hmm.
like in your life currently where it's so ridiculous to me. It is so ridiculous. Um, outside of even just like the weirdness that is celebrity culture,
Hmm.
um, just like the investment of money into this thing is so crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Um, I saw someone. There was another tweet that someone posted for it was right before the
Discord.
beef.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It was right before the beef. Um, Coachella was happening, and someone was talking about how oh ASAP Rocky, his underwear were in the colors of Palestine, and Tyler the Creator had a pen, and and Bino had like something, I don't know, and I'm just here like, did any one of these motherfuckers come out of their mouth and say free Palestine on that big ass stage with their big ass influence? No? Then shut
Like
the fuck up. Then just like,
not a fucking the bar is so unbelievably low for these people that have so much fucking money and influence. Are you kidding me? A pin? Underwear, bitch. Oh my god. That is crazy.
yeah, I hated
Oh,
it so much. I'm like, this, do not delete celebrity. Delete
delete
celebrity.
because that be like whatever. I had another point, but I kind of forgot it. Mm.
You got it. You got it. Was it before my point about the Coachella?
Yes. Oh, I was gonna say I think a part of my rage also stems from like I don't know the ins and outs of a celebrity's life and schedule and all this other shit, but like I do kind of expect a certain level of um, awareness. I don't know about education. Saying education feels kind of icky, but like,
You have a responsibility
you
as
have
a person
responsibility.
who is known, who people look up to, who people idolize, whether they should or shouldn't. I
Right.
believe you have a responsibility to the world. Like, I
Yeah.
believe everyone has a responsibility to the world, but with your larger platform, like,
And it's like I think they understand that to a degree. You know, every celebrity or most celebrities are like very aware of how they're perceived and have things that some of them, you know, Tyler, I mean, he has things that he's passionate about and um you know, you can tell he cares for what he's putting out there. Um but again, it's like they hit a wall or something, or they sign a fucking contract. I don't fucking know. They sell their soul. I don't know. I don't know. It's stressing me out. Delete celebrity.
yeah, I don't know if it's gonna happen. Hopefully it will, but who knows?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that involves a lot of internal work on the collective's part concerning like vicariously living through and looking up to these people.
I think that's what it's about.
A part of it, I think, you know, celebrities are like different celebrities are different icons of like I can make it to this place. Look, like I feel so much joy or gratification or desire when I see how they're living.
Mm.
Um, and you know, even for like people that are living more low key or like not super ostentatious, it's like clear that money is needed, and so there's still like this perpetuating. I just have to do this and do this and do this, and then I will have the life that I want to live, like this person does. Um, yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
Mm. Yeah, that's fair. I can
Yeah.
see that.
What do you think it is? I don't know if you've
I
discussed or other episodes.
in the lead celebrity, yeah, I don't know if I am a person who like really buys into that, which is why I didn't look at it that way.
Sure.
Like I don't really care. Like when Bino releases an album, I'm not like, oh, our boy is so up right now. I'm like, oh, new music to listen to.
Mm.
I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I don't know him. Like, oh, look at him serve at the Met Gala.
I'm
Fuck
just
you
like
for being at the Met Gala.
I'm imagining like another universe where both of us are like that with him, and that's just so ridiculous. That's so funny. I'm sorry. That mindset is so fucking funny. Um, I see shit like that with Drake though for sure. I mean, I guess all celebrities, but like that reminds me of like the Drake sentiments. Anyways,
Like, even with someone who I truly consider myself a fan of, like No Name, she opens the bookstore, and I'm not like, yes, this is a win for No Name. I'm like, this is a net positive, like good
this is the
bookstore.
list.
Like I want to contribute to this. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure some of those feelings are coming from because I like her so much. But if someone else was doing it, I'd be like, yes, this is good.
yeah. I think you know there's a level of as a fan or whatever, liking a celebrity or liking a person, you become familiar with like the things that they're working on, their journey, all that shit. Um, like I have a fondness for No Name. Um, I want to see her do well, do good. But I also like I don't know if that's any more than any other person. You told me to wait.
Yes, I can hear you, but we're at the hour mark. Is it going to cut us off? Is it saying anything on your
Um,
end?
no, it's not saying anything.
We just if we can keep going.
We can switch over just in case.
Bum, 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 ba, ba. A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, Papa, got any grapes?"
That was nice.
Man said, "No, I just sell lemonade." No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna go through the whole song.
After, because I want to hear. Um, or is it long?
No, I think the duck just waddles away till the very next day. When he walks back up to the lemonade stand and asks for grapes again, the man's again like, it's no lemonade." Um, and then he waddles away again, and
No.
then he comes back, and the man's like, "You know what? Let me get you some grapes."
Oh,
Um, and then he gets him some grapes. I don't want to. Have you not heard this before?
no.
I'm gonna spoil it for you. Maybe you should just go listen to it. It's on YouTube.
Okay, I'll listen to it. Anyways,
Yeah,
No
my bad.
Name.
I'm sure I completely threw your train of thought off.
I
Apologies for
thought of
that.
No Name. I like to see her be successful, because I support the things that she's wanting to be successful within. Um,
Hmm.
I feel that way about most people though that I like again that I fuck with like their endeavors that I think are genuinely good for the collective, the overall well-being of um, everything. Um, yeah, that was all I was gonna say. I don't know if there was more to that, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I want every celebrity to be on her type time of like as much as they can. Like, I'm not gonna participate in this. I'm not gonna go to the
Right.
gala. Um I'm not gonna put my song on the Fred Hampton movie.
Right.
Um
There's always
and
that argument. Sorry, no, you continue. I know.
I'm not you're good.
I was gonna say there's always that argument, like you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, who they're donating to, this, that, and the third. That's part of the fucking problem, though. Like they need to be actively speaking out and dissenting from the thing, and they're not. It shouldn't be this like low key, like you have to do um like a deep dive to figure out what foundations they've donated to. That's ridiculous. It
Hmm.
needs to be obvious where they stand. Um, and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll change.
it will at some point, I think, one way or another. Um,
did you have? I know we can go for hours.
Yeah. I had one thing unrelated, but I saw a snippet of Willow's Tiny Desk concert on Instagram,
Yeah.
and I thought it was fucking great, obviously.
Does she have
But
a new
yes, it's so good. Listen to it. It's so fun and it's so
suppose simply in preparation for a concert I should do some homework.
I mean, we're gonna listen to it on the way to Atlanta. So there's that. Um, but it's like so a lot of the comments on Instagram were like, she can't sing. And I'm like, you heard any of her discography? This girl can sing. But like in the
Also, so what, to be
also
honest.
so what? Because like at least she's fucking unique and different and doesn't sound like I'm sorry, I was gonna say a name and it was
The
gonna
there's that whole like branch of
I was gonna say SZA.
people
I was
who
gonna say the
sound,
SZA
yeah, the whole SZA squad.
Yeah.
There's a
Like
little bunch there that all sound exactly the same.
exactly the fucking same. And what she was doing in the video, and just like that she has been doing a lot in this album, which is why I find it so fucking cool, is that she has like a crazy amount of control over her voice. Um, and so she's like switching singing styles throughout, and it's just like so interesting to listen to, like just music wise. Forget about the actual content, the subject matter, which I also love. Musically, I feel like it's so different um, from a lot of things being put out. um, and like you can tell so much went into it.
Mm.
Um, I was really disappointed by the comments. I was like, how y'all are fucking brainwashed. No, it's um, yeah, I'm very excited. In the dream that I had,
Yes.
um, we like were at the concert, but we somehow were like had tickets that were like way in the fucking back and like this weird little booth, but or like weird little like back room.
Hmm.
Um, and the speakers that were in the room were like busted, and so we couldn't really hear any of the music. Um, and you were kind of just like, fuck this, I'm over this. And I was like, I was just sad as I get sad. Also though, they were doing so Beano and Willow were doing like the set together, like they were like intermingling their songs, which
Hmm.
I thought was interesting, but I couldn't really hear it, so I don't know how good it sounded. Um, but I was stressed. I tried to tell someone
Very
about
interesting.
them. They couldn't fix them. Um, yeah. Again, that whole week I was having stress dreams back to back to back. Uh, so
My dream was not that at all. Um,
yours sounded really nice. It sounded nice.
I like the arena. It was dark.
Mhm.
Um, we were on the floor.
Mhm.
There was like the spotlights were going. There was like plenty of room to dance, but like I was seeing the whole scene from like all the way up in the back of the arena. But like I
Mm.
was on the floor, but I was seeing it from like way far. Like we were tiny.
Yeah.
Um, that was it.
Cool. Sounds nice. Very nice.
I keep forgetting that I've also seen uh Brockhampton
Hmm.
and what is her name? Uh Lord in
Oh.
concert.
Oh. Okay. At the same
Um
concert?
No, no, different concerts.
Oh.
But when I go through like the list of like concerts I've been to, people I've seen, I always forget those two
Have you been
because
to a female concert before?
no,
Got you.
it's not.
Um, sorry, I cut you off. My fault.
Um, Lord, I saw at an Amazon company party.
Mm.
Um, and it did not feel like she wanted to be there. I don't even
Who
know if
was
she was
that?
really singing.
Yeah.
Um, like that's gotta be like yikes. How do you even agree to that? Like I guess if you're just chasing the bag, then like do your
Money.
thing, but like
Yeah. Sounds like she needed
fuck.
some money. Yeah.
Um, in Brockhampton, it was just like, you know, I wanted to get out of the house and meet people and go do
Mm-hmm.
something fun. I was looking online for concerts, like, oh, Brockhampton, I think I've heard of them. Someone likes them that I know. I don't know. I go
Yeah.
see them.
People like. Yeah.
I got a ticket, went, and and I stood there for like maybe 10 minutes. And I was like, all right, they're kind of whack. I'm actually gonna head out.
Really?
I did, I didn't like it. I was not a fan.
Their style, I've listened to one of their albums and I only really liked I think one song off of it. Their style is very different from what I recall because this was a while ago.
Hmm.
Um, um, but they're very popular, I guess I feel like amongst our social circles, they're quite popular.
Okay.
Um, at least from what I've heard. I know a lot of people that
Hmm.
like them. Um, but yeah. For the longest time, I thought I was doomed to never go to a concert. I was like, maybe this is like a spiritual thing. I'm not allowed to go to concerts. Because
Why did you think that?
the first two concerts I ever tried going to, um, it just didn't work out. The first one, I couldn't get a ride to the concert.
Hmm.
The second one, I got there and it was canceled, like right when I got there.
Yeah.
Um, So I was like, "Ugh." And there are not many people that I want to go see in concert. I've always been like, I only want to go if it's like I really want to go. And so not many attempts made, but I was like, I guess I gotta hang it up because it's just like not working. I was like low key convinced like the No Name concert wouldn't work out. I was like, something's gonna happen. This just not gonna. I'm just like not gonna be able to see her.
Mm.
Um, but now I'm in my concert bag. Um, I don't know who I would want to go see next, but excited that I'm able to start going to concerts.
Yeah, in terms of seeing next, I'd want to see No Name a billion more times,
Oh, for
and
sure. For sure, for sure.
but I don't. I've been very I think blessed in terms of concerts I've gotten to go to.
Mhm.
Um, the first one was just Panic at the Disco, um, which I was invited to because I got my aunt into them.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
accidentally. I thought she already listened to them, and I was like, "Hey, have you seen the music video for Girls, Girls, Boys? I think is what the song is called. I don't know." And she was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Yeah." But yeah, she just been Brendan Urie fan since then. It's been like 10 years. Been on that bandwagon.
Nice.
Um, I don't think she gives me credit for that anymore. She's like, I was gonna find them anyway, but it was definitely me. Um, so yeah, I got invited to that concert. It was cool. It was very nice. They didn't like my response. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe it's the goofy brain. Maybe it's the silly brain.
Mhm.
Um, but I wasn't being a good concert goer to them. You know, I wasn't like jumping up and like you know screaming and like doing the concert thing.
What were you doing?
I was enjoying myself. I'm standing, I'm listening to the music. I'm like, yeah, this is good. Yeah, it's my
Mhm.
first concert, so I'm really just like taking it all in, like the
Mm.
crowd and like, you know, like some videos here and there. Um, there was like a, it was his venue isn't open anymore. It was in Philly, right next to this bridge. I think it might be the bridge in New Jersey. I don't remember. Um, but the scene of it all with the concert and then like the lit up bridge was very nice. Like a plane flew over. I was like, well, hey, look, let's check it out. Um, and she's kind of like, what are you doing? Like, it's not even a part of the thing. Like,
You're taking in the whole experience.
right. I was taking in the whole experience, and they're like, he did not enjoy himself. I was like, no, I did. I thought it was great. But
Mm.
I'm not a very excitable person.
Yeah, sure.
Um, um, after that was the Tyler and A$AP Rocky concert.
Mhm. Mhm.
Danny Brown and Vince Staples opened, which was like,
Have you listened to Vince's new album
I have this thing that I don't really know how to reconcile yet.
where you can't
Um,
after the hype dies down?
no, no, not that, but like, for Vince, I love Vince.
Okay.
I love his music. He's another person, like not quite on the level of No Name, but like pretty down with him. He's cool.
He's cool.
Um, I listened to Summertime '06, that whole album. I've not listened to another album. There's too many at this point now. Like there's Big Fish Theory, there's like and Staples. There's so many at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know where to jump into.
You feel like
Like
you
I don't,
have to go back and listen before you listen to this one?
not necessarily. I was gonna listen to it. I saw here it was like short, but like
To be fair, yeah.
I've been wanting to listen to these other albums. I just
Mhm.
can't muster it for some reason.
It feels like a project.
I guess it kind of feels like a project, and also getting into new music is hard sometimes. It's
It
like,
is.
why don't I just go back to the Vince Staples I know and love? Let me listen to this album again.
This one I know is good.
Yeah,
Um,
this one's good.
yeah, I don't really listen to him like that. The only reason I really listen to this new one, I his older stuff, there are a few songs I have saved, but um was never like an avid listener. But Feek talked about it, saw a few people post about it on YouTube and Twitter. And so I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I'll check it out. It's pretty good. Not bad, not bad. There's a few songs I saved. I also have a pretty large habit though of like not really being aware of an artist,
Mhm.
but not really listening to them until like I feel like there are a lot of artists where they're popular or whatever, but I didn't listen to them until like a very specific album came out, and that's when I was like, oh, and then I like still haven't gone back and listened to their older work.
Mhm.
Or it has taken me a long time to go back and listen to their older work. Like with Bino, I had known about Bino, heard his music here and there. Then Awaken My Love came out, and I was fucking obsessed with Awaken My Love, but it still didn't go back yet to like listen to
Mhm.
the rest of his music. I was like, I know I like this. I don't know what type of time he was on before.
And
Um,
completely different type of time before that.
yeah. Um, yeah. um, I think I had tried listening to what's the one Camp? What is it called?
Sure, camp.
Okay. I was like, this is too different. No, no. I'm just gonna listen to Awake.
I used to dream every night. Now I never dream at all. I'm hoping that it's because I'm living everything I want. I
Yes.
could keep going. I'm not going to though.
I know you can. Um, uh, and that's happened with many, many artists. Where I just like won't, even if they're some of my favorite artists, I just like won't go back and listen to the rest of their discography.
Mm,
Uh, or it takes me quite a while.
right.
Um,
Yeah, same. I think I am finally ready to check out Vince, but
mm,
for a while I was just like, how can I even do this?
sure. Yeah.
How?
You just gotta feel it out. Which one feels like the one you want to listen to? You know?
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Um,
I don't know.
okay. Sidebar over. ASAP Vince concert.
Yeah,
Oh, and you got kicked out of?
at, yeah, that was the one. No, no, no. Kicked out. Just carry it out. But
Yeah.
that wasn't. I didn't make it to the end of that one. Yeah. Um, with Vince Staples, that was the first time like I yelled in a crowd, "Fuck the police." Um, but I think he was getting ready for that song. I never heard from them, but the police.
Yeah.
Um, that North. Anyway, he's
North.
like, look, I felt nervous doing it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like, are they gonna come in here? Like,
They're right.
right up there, security right there, right?
That reminds me. I'll put a
But
pin in it.
okay. Um, yeah, then after that, I saw eBay. They're great.
Mm,
A lot of like small acts that are really good.
mm,
Um, hold on, I have this down somewhere because I was getting it down like, oh, all the concerts I've been to, and I was
hmm
like, wait, I've also seen Lord. Really?
Random. Random.
Like what?
Have Steve Lord in concert.
Um, so the ones that opened for Panic at the Disco was Magic Man and Walk the Moon. Um,
Mm,
I don't think they really went anywhere big, but they were cool. It was nice. Um, I saw Black Star.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
was great. That was unexpected. I didn't know they were gonna be there.
That's pretty fucking
Um,
great.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was amazing. And I was like the only. Okay, first of all, a sea of, and this is an issue
Mm,
that I think Speak has addressed, and other people who have talked about our dear friend Mr. Chappelle.
yeah.
See a slew of rich people, white people. Um,
Yeah.
like when the first comedian is up there, and he's joking on like the front row or whatever, and it's like Indian doctor. Like I'm like, why is Chappelle's comedy for this group of
I
people?
don't.
Why are we the ones? Not me. I know
Yeah.
why I'm here. Why are
Yeah.
you guys the ones who
Why
are
are you
gravitating to
here?
this?
Side eye as fuck. Why are you here?
And we know why they're there because yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it was a really interesting experience when Black Star got up there and they're performing, and their music is very not only pro-black but very anti-white, like
Yeah.
fuck white supremacy. It's just
Yeah.
mental illness. Um,
Right. Was the crowd
and
just like politely engaging, like clapping, but just out of like social pressure to clap?
um, clapping like during the song.
Clapping, like
Yeah,
after.
like oh, I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And there was applause when they were done. I'm fairly sure.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so first I had a little bit of pride around this, which maybe I shouldn't have. You know, um, the song, the album, No Fear of Time, is very hard to get to.
Yeah.
But I know that shit by heart because I've been listening to it for years.
Yeah.
So I'm like the only person singing along to this music.
I would be proud as fuck. No shame in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah, because this is my shit. I love this
Yeah.
album. Um, and yeah, it just felt very interesting. Like these people came here for Dave Chappelle, and they got like one of the blackest albums out there, which is really cool, and directly um targeting a lot of their um thought processes and ideologies and stuff, which was interesting.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Um, and then I saw No Name.
No name. Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't been to like a super large amount of concerts, but I've seen some very prolific acts. I've been very very blessed. Aside from Brockhampton and
Right.
mm-hmm.
I like the idea of like going and seeing smaller artists that I don't really know anything about, you know? I don't do that, but I like the idea of it.
You should
Um,
do it.
I just like when I think about like going out in Jacksonville, I just don't want to. I don't know.
Yeah, like, yeah, but I could also not do that.
Because Jacksonville is like a working city or whatever. The way that
Is it
capital
working, girl?
I am a working girl. It is a
No.
working girl.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Um the way that capitalism like bleeds into like artistic endeavors uh really grinds my gears
Mm,
and grosses me out. And so it's like I very rarely engage in things like that because it's just always a lot of trying to sell people stuff.
mm,
Anyways, I was gonna say at my nephew's graduation, I so very large crowd of people. It was a hot mess trying to get everyone in. Um, the line was it was a mess. There was a lot of people and they didn't plan the event correctly. And there were
mm.
cops there. And there was this one cop, she was a white lady, and she was like yelling at the top of her lungs at somebody.
The hell?
And this is a predominantly black school. I'm sure it was like some black family that was in line. And I don't know what they were yelling about, but I was like, you need to calm the fuck down. Like I was like so ready to like step in. And my dad was like, no, 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 no. It's hot already. This event is already hot. You need to calm down. I was cause like, why are you yelling like a fucking teenager? She was yelling like she had lost her mind. Like she was like she needed to take a break. Um, but I was so ready to like I don't know. It got me very hot very quickly. Also, I've been reading some Hampton like speeches and writings. There's this book my sister gave me. Um and at the graduation party, she was like, I was reading it by the pool and she was like, "How is it? How do you like it?" And I was like, "It's good. It makes me want to kill a cop." It's good.
Mm.
Uh have been
Yum, yum, yum,
feeling
yum.
so aggressive. Um it's a good book. It's to die for the for the people, to die for the people. It's just a
Mm.
collection of speeches and stuff. Um,
Yeah, I just wrote my final, sorry, my sister's final paper on Fred Hampton was in there.
good. I very much enjoyed it. You should be a
Good
writer
good
or
guy.
something.
Huh?
I said you should be a writer or something.
You think so?
Uh-huh. I think you'd be good at
Yeah, I don't know. I
it.
don't know. Am I a writer? I
I
sit up
don't
and I ask the moon, am I a writer?
know. um, I wish I was a writer. I really do.
You got the hands. You got the art hands.
Um, there's something that's like I think writing feels more direct. My art feels not inaccessible. My art feels inaccessible sometimes, or like I don't know
That's wild.
what is being accessed when someone sees my art, like what's being perceived and taken in and understood.
It's the same for
Um,
writing.
I guess I feel like it'd be more direct though. That's the illusion of words though. I don't know if that's actually true. Um,
If that were true, we'd have no issues in the world.
yeah. I also just like am plagued the 12th house in Mercury. I'm just like plagued by the feeling that everything that I'm trying to communicate is ultimately incommunicable. Um, and that my point will never be understood, no matter what medium I choose.
Honestly, of all the 12th house things I have, at least you know that one's untrue. Your stuff
Untrue
is
how?
communicable.
Huh?
Your stuff is communicable. You communicate all the time.
No. The thing that I want to communicate, I feel is always very difficult to communicate.
Mm.
But that's also just like the nature of, I don't know. We talked about this a bit with language before, where it's, I don't know, can you really like fully get something across if it's not been experienced by you, you know? Is it really truly understandable?
There's this article I want to share with you. We should wrap this up, to be
We should.
honest.
We're just chit chatting now. We're just chit chatting. It's all kind
Yeah,
of bled to each other though. But yeah,
well, we're already at an hour and a half, and we're finished with the topic we were going to talk about.
we're finished with the topic. We talked about music. Now we're kind of just talking.
There was this
Thank
article
you guys.
though about, um,
Am I
yeah,
wrapping this?
yeah,
We
bye guys.
we kind of said
We're
bye.
gonna keep talking. You guys can, but
You don't
if they
get
want to hear about the article, um,
okay. Mention the article so that they
it
can
was
listen.
something about what was the name of it? How two minds, essentially communication is two minds. Like, I have to find it. Sorry, guys, you're not gonna know what it is.
We'll maybe put it in the description. I'm usually pretty good at that description stuff. Anyways, love you. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a good day or night. Bye bye.